Hi everyone, Ken from Miniature Wargaming Warriors, and today I'm going to show you how to apply transfers to bolt action miniatures. Really simple and easy, and some people do it, some people don't, some people are not sure, so I thought I'd make a quick guide on how I do it for myself. So what you're going to need is you are going to need obviously your model, transfers, you're going to need some water, you're also going to need some Lamium medium from Citadel, and you're going to need some hard coat from Citadel as well. Mine are in dropper bottles because I've transferred them over. There are different varieties for like Army Painter do theirs, and I'm pretty sure Vallejo do a set as well. But these are the ones that I use because these are the ones I have to hand. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure your hard coat is nice and shaken up, and then you are going to want to apply a tiny bit of hard coat where you want the transfer to be. So as you can see, just here on this miniature, just there, you see it's a little bit shiny. Okay, I've just applied it. I applied a coat of hard coat probably about an hour and a half ago to this because it takes quite a while to dry, and you want to make sure this is nice and dry before you start. Reason for this is it gives it a nice area for the transfer to adhere to, so you haven't got like creases and things in it moving about. So it's a nice smooth surface. So once that is dry, your next step is going to be to actually cut out the transfer that you want. So for this guy, because he's a paratrooper, on his right shoulder I am going to want an American flag. So you want to get a nice sharp hobby knife and you want to cut this out. Okay, so now you've cut your transfer out, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop that into some water. Just here, making sure to get it nice and submerged. That's what I like to do with mine because it just makes it so much easier. And the longer you leave the transfer in the water, what it is, it's just easier to actually get off the actual the bit of cardboard. I like to flip mine upside down like that, so they're nice sunken in there. So I'm going to leave that in there for a couple of minutes, and then I shall see you in a sec once it's in. Okay, now we've got the transfer out of the water. I've just slipped it off by slipping my hobby knife at the sharp point under the end there. And what we do is we just get the model and we just align where we want the transfer to go roughly. Just being careful, because this is where it gets quite interesting. And what we can do is just line it up roughly where we want it to go. Just there. I find just putting it on a brush like that, and it's on there. So what you can do now is I switch to a fine tip brush just to move it about where I want it to go. So I want it just on his arm like so. Just want to line it up. Okay, now it's on there. We're just going to let it dry and then we'll come back and do the final step. Okay, so now that's dry, what we do, the final step, is just get some of this Lamium medium from Citadel, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to apply a very thin coat just around the transfer, just to hold it in place and also to get rid of the glossy sort of finish and make it more matte. But now that's done, basically that's pretty much it done now, so you just got to wait for that to dry and it's done. So you could leave it like that, but just to point out, what you want to do now is this is when you want to apply your washes. So as you can see, this model isn't got any sort of washes on where I put the transfers. So I'll show you a model just on where the transfer's actually been applied and the wash is cured. And just get you one now. So just move that out of the way. So this is one where the wash has been done afterwards. You can see that it's now blended in really nicely, and it looks really cool. And you've got the Screaming Eagles patch on the other side there as well, and it's blended in quite nice. So these were applied after the wash phase, before the wash phase, and then I do the wash after all that's dry, and it just makes everything blend in really nice. But that is how you apply transfers to bolt action infantry figures.